Um, well, we're live on Facebook, and it's the Dallas Songwriters Virtual Open Mic. We have this every Wednesday, and our host tonight is Mr. Ace Pounder. And wait, he disappeared. Where did he go? It was.
He's there.
Well, no, that's just his picture.
Oh,
It looks like he's moving, sort of.
Well, he doesn't move that much normally, so.
No, I mean, it's like I introduced him and he disappeared.
Wink at us, Ace.
No, that's his picture.
Okay.
I swear. Anyway, he's our host tonight, and let's see. I've been sitting here waiting for everybody to get on, and y'all are all late. Well, almost late.
My
And
computer
then-
decided to update Zoom, so.
And then, and then Bill Martin was on, but he went and to take a shower because he just walked in from work. And then, so then the next person was Wayne, and then after that was Harry, and then the next person was Ace, and then Keith. So you need to unmute Ace. You're our host tonight. You know, I've already introduced you.
Oh no, I was not aware of that.
Aren't you our host tonight?
I thought I was the third week, but
It is the third week. Wait a minute. Didn't Alan host last week?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's Bill,
the third, yeah.
Alan,
Oh,
Ace, and then Keith. So
Okay.
it's your week.
wow, this is exciting. All right. Well, in that case, only one problem, and that is I did not. Excuse me, I remove my finger picks here for a moment. I did not write down the order.
Here's
Now,
the order.
Suddenly, I become me as first.
You, the host, and then me, and then Bill
Got it?
and Wayne,
Wayne?
Harry, and Keith.
So it is entered into. Let's see. Oh, wait a second.
So let it be written, so let it be done.
Let it be done. Absolutely, man. This is a very formal thing. People forget that. Yeah. Anyway, yes. Welcome to the Dallas Songwriters Association silliness, and
You could be a little louder.
oh yeah. So
Well,
is
there's-
this better? Is this better?
Yeah, there's some kind of little background
A little hiss.
noise.
Yeah, I hear it too, but I
You
don't
hear?
know what it is.
Oh,
That's it, probably.
that was more
Is
than
that
a
better?
hiss.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
better. We can hear you
Well,
better.
I
It's
had
clear.
I had to attack my my device there, but it seems happier now. Yeah, I assumed that there was was a guitar or something. I don't know. But thank you. That's great. And now I am totally prepared. I have the music for the sound for musicians on, which is my clever.
Oh,
way
yeah,
of
I need to turn that on.
reminding
Everybody
see?
need to do that.
See, not as dumb as I look. And I know nobody's that dumb, yeah. But but in any case, I decided this is a song I'm going to do because my wife, the lovely Suzanne, has decided this is funnier with a banjo than it is with a guitar. Because I did it because I was playing it and I just played it with my banjo, and she said that it was more amusing. So that is, given that this is the whole point of this tune is to be silly. This is a song I wrote a long time ago, and I probably told this story when I played it on guitar, but it's true when I played it on banjo. So you can check my testimony against itself. But this was written after a conversation with someone who you might know, Mark David Manders, who used to be a neighbor. And this is when I was just being a business guy. But, we were chatting and finding out somebody who was actually a songwriter was just so cool because, gee, I used to be a songwriter. I like to write songs. So anyway, the story is that he dropped his phone and picked it up and was dismayed and made a joke about maybe he could see a face on it and he could sell it on eBay. And I thought, you could write a song about that. So the original idea is Mark's, but the song is mine. So called Maybe Sell It on eBay. Well, I was standing by the stovetop making pancakes while my family waited patiently. But just as I began to pour the batter, I was interrupted by an office call for me. By the time that I returned, the pan was smoking. I scraped and pulled that pancake free. But just before I could toss it in the garbage, I saw a face looking back at me. It kinda looked like Elvis, or maybe it was Moses, though it could have been Jesus or Friar Tuck. There must be someone out there on eBay, so I can sell it and make a buck. Then almost to my office with my coffee, my arm was smacked by a running SVP. The coffee went flying in slow motion and landed with a splash all over me. My clean white shirt suddenly was mocha. I closed the door, and as I wriggled free, just as I went to hang it in the closet, I saw a face looking back at me. It kind of looked like Elvis, or maybe it was Moses, though it could have been Jesus or Friar Tuck. There must be a buyer somewhere on eBay, so I can sell it and change my luck. I was fumbling in my pocket for my car keys. Work was out and I was feeling pretty round. As I hit reverse, I felt a little better. It was then that I heard that horrible crunching sound. I saw my battered iPhone on the pavement, lying where it really shouldn't be. But just before I tossed it in the back seat, I saw a face looking back at me. It was the face of Sauron, or maybe L. Ron Hubbard. It could have been Nixon or Chairman Mao. Maybe it was Reagan or the late Merle Haggard. And I just stood there and just said, wow, it kind of looked like Elvis. Oh, maybe it was Moses, though it could have been Jesus or Friar Tuck. There must be a buyer somewhere on eBay, so I can sell it. Hey, what the heck? So thanks to my friend Mark for that silliness. And without further ado, from insanity to illustrious beauty, we go to Barb, if I can manage to do this. Hold on.
Jazz hands. Jazz.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. I don't think I have you co-hosted.
Oh,
Let me get you guys co-hosted. I've been in the I was in the dentist chair today for 4 hours. So it wasn't fun. Let's see.
I just
Where
think
are
of the
you?
movie Marathon Man when I think of that.
I got a new crown though. I got a tooth. But they do it these days that you wait for it to be, and they make it there in the office. Let me co-host Bill here too while I'm up here doing this. Alrighty. No, you ought to be able to do something, Ace. Can you move us around? No. Are you talking to us? Because you're muted.
Oh, I'm sorry. Right. Yeah. I just try to, I try to mute for dog purposes and whatever, and they're barking in the background. Yeah.
You still don't see that you have the
Oh, wait a
power?
second. I have. Wait a minute. Here, let me put it on you. This should work. This should work. This should work.
The
no.
spotlight.
Spotlight for everyone.
That's
Yes, there we
Yay!
go. And without further ado.
All right. I don't know why, but you got me in the mood for this song. Here's a song that Fern Daly and me and Nancy Ronders and Bob Barraza wrote together. One of these writing. We got together, decided we were going to write a song, made and it wasn't at a meeting. We just went over to Nancy's house one night, the four of us. This is called Poor Old Bill. Now old Billy got laid off down at the cotton mill. Oh, can y'all hear that? What does my piano sound like?
You sound great.
Sorry. Okay, because I forgot to turn on original sound.
Okay.
So y'all couldn't tell? It wasn't any different?
Well, try it again now. Just sound it. Oh, better. Yeah. I see. Yeah.
Now Billy got laid off down at the cotton mill. The same day his daddy died and left him out of his will. His sweetheart says there's trouble. She forgot to take her pill. Oh, Lord have mercy on old Bill. Oh, Bill, poor old Bill, poor old Bill, poor old Bill. Let's all say a prayer for poor old Bill. Well, they repossessed his pickup, got no way to get around. A man without a saddle, stuck in a worn horse town. Buried 6 feet under, he'd be better off, he feels. Oh, Lord have mercy on old Bill. Poor old Bill, poor old Bill, poor old Bill. Let's all say a prayer for poor old Bill. Have faith, my son, the preacher said, you'll get through this mess. Then Bill showed him the notice he received from the IRS. They said they'd freeze his asset, but you can't get knocked from nil. Oh, Lord have mercy on old Bill. Poor old Bill, poor old Bill, poor old Bill. Let's all say a prayer for poor old Bill. With a sudden glimmer of hope, Bill remembered as a last chance to change his luck. He bottled up deep with his one and only blood. On the TV news that evening, Bill couldn't believe his eyes. The repo man who took his truck had won the lotto prize. Bill had left a ticket, and now he's fit to kill. Oh, Lord, have mercy on old Bill.
marvelous. That's wonderful. And without a hint of irony, without even a hint of irony, I am going to give this to. Oh, look, it's Bill.
It's poor old Bill.
It's poor, presumably not poor or old, but
Well,
he's
that's-
my age, so he's not that old, right?
Well, I guess it's all relative. There was a time when we thought 70 was old, and now we don't even think 80 is old.
That's right. Yeah.
Well, Barbie, that's a hard act to follow.
Yeah, y'all lost Raquel Welch today.
She really?
Yep.
Yep.
I was 82. Just a kid.
Wow.
Yeah, I need to
Sorry to
text
hear that.
Bobby and tell him to change his message
Yeah,
on his
yeah, 'cause she-
service.
I mean, she may have liked him so much she'd be calling him from beyond. Who knows? Wow. Well, with no further ado, here I go. It's so undecided, I can't explain it. You call me to tell me you love me, you don't care one bit. I feel like a fool for loving you. I feel like a fool for loving you. I've been such a fool for loving you, but I've loved you so long. Wow, wow, wow. It's so undecided, I can't explain. One day you shine on me, next day it's rain. I feel like a fool for loving you. I feel like a fool for loving you. I've been such a fool for loving you, but I love you so long. Wow, wow, wow. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-da. 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 Fool for loving you. I've been such a fool for loving you. I've been such a fool for loving you, but I've loved you so long. Wow, wow, wow. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-da. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-da. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-da.
And the crowd goes wild. Wonderful. That's great. That is great. All right. Oh, well, it gets wilder and wilder as we go along here. And we move to Mr. Wayne, looking us with several musical instruments in the background, showing that he must be one of them there singer-songwriters I read so much about.
That's Wayne's World.
Very much like Ace's World. Anyway, take it away, sir.
Yeah, I actually have a friend that knew somebody that during the movie Wayne's World, and he went on the set and got me a hat, an official Wayne's World hat.
And you needed one of those for sure. That's great.
Yeah.
What a collector's item.
Can you hear the guitar?
Yes.
Well, I was gonna do a sad song, but the mood is kind of upbeat, so I'm just gonna do a silly song. If anybody loves jazz music, don't get offended. Song called "I Hate Jazz." I hate jazz, makes me sleepy, sounds so creepy the way it moves, one half step at a time. I hate jazz, you never know where it's gonna go, there, or there, or there. It drives me out of my mind. And those guitar solos, they never stop. Endless chromatics, just showing off. He thinks he's way cool. Not to be outdone, the sax player does even more runs. Then he grins like he took that guitarist to school. And the bass, he's got a pouty face, wandering aimlessly on a fretboard with no frets in a world of his own. And the pianist, who gives a flip? He plays like he's blitzed, fingers running up and down and all around the ivory keys. They've played every note in the known universe by the first verse, if there is such a thing in jazz. The singer's just stringing a bunch of mindless words together. If she forgets a few words here and there, it doesn't matter. She can just scat to fill the void, and no one would ever doobie notice. The crowd seems happy, but they're not listening, and just pretending to impress their date there. They're smoking cigars and drinking gin, but they hate it, and they can't wait to get home for reefer and beer. I hate jazz. It's all pizzazz and no beat, and when it ends, or so you think, there's always one last plink or a drum roll just to drive you over the brink. So instead of going out, I think I'm gonna put on some jazz and fall asleep.
Somehow, I don't think you're going to be excited, but you just won $100 to Fred's House of Jazz. That negotiable at any time. But I'm a little concerned that we'll talk to our sponsors and get back to you for sure. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. And without a further ado, we go to Mr. Harry.
No jazz here. No jazz. And I got frets on my guitar. I bet that's kind of hard to do, play a bass that ain't frets, you know. You got to have a good ear. It's called Six Eggs Ed. This is a very expensive song nowadays, the price of eggs, I guess.
Hey, Harry, I want to ask you something before you get you started on your song.
Okay.
Did you send out the thing about Trevor wanting to come to Dallas and looking for a place to stay?
Yes.
To the member group?
Yes.
Did anybody answer back?
Yes, his name is Bill.
Oh, Bill Martin?
Bill, he's going to say it, Bill Martin, yeah.
Okay, so that's all set up then, huh?
That's all set up, yeah.
Oh, good, okay.
Yeah.
If I understand it, he'll be here for 5 days, and we'll be able to keep him for 5 days.
Uh-huh. Great. All right, that's super.
Yeah,
If he gets sick and tired of us, or maybe one of people on, in the batter's circle, you know, after a couple of days, you know. But
So those of you out there on Facebook, we're talking about our buddy Trevor Valentine, who lives in Wales, I think is where he's from.
Bristol,
Well, he
England.
keeps-
Bristol, England.
Okay.
Well, anyway, that's what it used to be. Where it used to be, I don't know where.
That might be next door to Wales then.
It's like 90 miles west of London.
Mm-hmm.
And anyway, it's in England.
All right. So he's going to come visit us.
He's going to play at Love and War.
Well, that'll be great. And but that's in April, right? He's going to play at Love and
it'll
War.
be
in
in
April.
April.
April
He-
27.
He actually flies in on the same day, so I hope you'll have plenty of time to play that night. Part of the fun would be getting him at Love and War in Texas.
Yeah.
Jet lag, or what do
Yeah.
they call it?
Yeah. Right. For sure. Okay. Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt you, but I didn't want to forget to
Well,
ask you
that's
that.
all right. You know, if you're president emeritus, you have the right to interrupt. So-
No, I don't.
Yeah, you do. Okay. It's called Six Eggs Ed. True story, kind of. Started off as a true story. Then I embellished a little bit. We hired him to pick cotton. All he ever did was moan. Supper time come, he was hungry to the bone. 6 eggs. She called him 6 Eggs Ed. My mama said he'll eat us out of our house and home. Takes all we got just to feed our own. 6 eggs. 6 Eggs Ed. We sat down at the table, bowed our heads, while Daddy was saying the blessing, was all watching old Ed. 6 eggs. 6 Eggs Ed. Before we could even finish buttering our bread, old Ed had eaten every egg we had. 6 eggs. 6 Eggs Ed. Next day he didn't come to pick her whole weenie cotton. Doc said he almost died. He ate an egg that was rotten. 6 eggs. 6 Eggs Ed. We still don't know for sure if it was Mama or the hen, but mention Ed's name and all she does is grin. 6 eggs. 6 Eggs Ed. Here we go. If you come for supper and you ask for more, if Mama's fried eggs, you better stop at 4. 6 eggs. 6 Eggs Ed. She goes to church on Sunday, reads the Bible every night, but if you eat too many eggs, she's gonna change your appetite. 6 eggs. 6 Eggs Ed. 6 eggs. 6 Eggs Ed. Hey, Mama. What's for supper? fried eggs. I'll take 4. No, I'll make that 5. Nope, I don't want 6. Save that one for Ed, in case he comes back by. 6 eggs. 6 eggs, Ed. 6 eggs. 6 eggs, Ed. 6 eggs. Thank you very much. That's my
Brought
song.
to you by the Poultry Council.
So you were at the grocery store yesterday, Harry. How much was a dozen eggs?
Oh, I don't know, $1 a piece or something like that. I don't know. Yeah,
$1 a piece.
I don't think that happens. It's pretty high. I think I paid $13 for bacon or something like that. Little. That's,
And a
Oh, I
lot
have-
more for everything.
I haven't bought bacon in a long, long time. But
well, it's I fry like one piece with one slice of bacon with 2 eggs. That's kind of the way I eat them. Just for
Well.
flavor. Just for flavor.
I've got a prescription, so it's covered by insurance.
yeah, right.
Well done. And
Doesn't
without
anybody
further-
have a bacon song? Go with Harry's egg song.
Yeah, well, that's the next assignment. We have to come up with a bacon song.
I think I was given that assignment last week to write something about take 2 strips of bacon and call me in the morning. I have failed here, so.
Oh. Well, take it away, Mr. Keefe.
All righty. Well, all around this great big world, we all love barbecue. In every land, a different style. Let's just name a few. Now, the Germans grill their bratwurst. This song's actually got the word bacon in it. Virginians smoke their ham. In Canada, they roast wild game, while Greeks kebab their lamb. A shrimp on the Barbie in the land down under. And here in Texas, brisket just fills our hearts with wonder. But in the District of Columbia, prepare your knife and fork, 'cause in our nation's capital, they specialize in pork. Well, let's all go down to that D.C. joint where the Congress gathers, and pork is the point. A tasty little tidbit couldn't get much dearer. The secret of the flavors in the smoke and mirrors. The elephants love it, the donkeys too. Yeah, they all want a great big piece of pork to chew. And when the Washingtonians enjoy their barbecue, pork is the point. Now a gentleman from Ohio wants to build a dam. He grabs a great big pork chop and he shares with Senator Sam. A rep from Alaska needs a new bridge. Just a little pork loin that she pulls out of the fridge. And a senator wants a stadium in sunny Tennessee. Well, these short ribs have no backbone, and neither does he. Well, let's all go down to that D.C. joint where the Congress gathers, and pork is the point. A tasty little tidbit couldn't get much dearer. The secret of the flavors in the smoke and mirrors. The elephants love it, the donkeys too. Yeah, they all want a great big piece of pork to chew. And when the Washingtonians enjoy their barbecue, pork is the point. Now this obsession with the pig must be some psychosis. All we can do is hope and pray they all get trichinosis. Well, let's all go down to that D.C. joint where the Congress gathers, and pork is the point. A tasty little tidbit couldn't get much dearer. The secret of the flavors in the smoke and mirrors. The elephants love it, the donkeys too. Yeah, they all want a great big piece of pork to chew. And when the Washingtonians enjoy their barbecue, pork is the point, yes sir. Pork is the point. Let's save our bacon. Pork is the point. So now we've had eggs and bacon.
Yes, answering that question, which came first, the eggs or the bacon? Now we know that the eggs came first. Well, in some fashion, I guess. I don't know. Oh, my Lord, there I am. It looks like me anyway. Thank you, Bill. Good thing, good thing, scratching myself in some way. Huh? Well, thank you, sir. I'm going to do one more banjo song. This is a song that I wrote, and I just didn't know if anybody would be, it's the kind of thing, something about yourself, you don't think anybody else could possibly be interested. But Harry liked this song when I did it. So this is about my father. I was thinking about my father recently, so. I'm not all that great looking, and yes, I'm overweight, and I really think that life replaced it on the plate. Sorry. Oh, I know I'm not the swiftest guy, but when all is said and done, I am who I'm supposed to be. I am my father's son. I am my father's son. I am my father's son. I am who I'm supposed to be. I am my father's son. No, I'm no good at the money stuff. I'm not the flashy kind. My riches are my wife and friends. They are who makes me smile. I like to smoke cigars with friends, and with my dogs have fun, and try to find integrity and be my father's son. I am my father's son. I am my father's son. I am who I'm supposed to be. I am my father's son. I hope you still like it, Harry. Well, anyway. Well, without further ado... Well, thank you, sir. Without further ado, we move to the lovely Barbie, who appears to be ready to favor us with something. Oh, beaten again at my own game. Okay, Bill, you got me.
All right. Okay. I've been trying to record this song at Joe's for a year. We can go back and work on it some more on Friday. So I thought I should. It's kind of one of those occasional songs, so I don't play it very often. This is called song that fits into the program for Flag Day, where they are burning the flags that are old and worn. There's a specific program that you have to go through. You cut up the flags and you burn them, and this song is especially for that time in the program. You've sent me out to foreign shores all around the world, an ambassador of goodwill with the stars and stripes unfurled. The message in my mission is that everyone lives free, and with a stern forewarning I say, don't tread on me. Oh, old and worn, old, dirty and torn, folded furls no longer wave. I've led you into battle and was proud to lead the way for our brave young soldiers who just vowed to keep us safe. I've draped the silent heroes who's rallied to freedom's call, and then console the loved ones left behind by the fallen. Old and worn, dirty and torn, folded furls no longer wave. Red shows bravery, honesty is white. Our first colonies are my 13 stripes, 15 stars standing for each state on a field of blue for justice sake. Old and worn, dirty and torn, folded furls no longer wave. Old and worn, dirty and torn. It's time to say goodbye today. Now tattered, torn, and retired on this auspicious day, I'm proud to bear the honor you bestow. Old worn glory no longer waves.
That is wonderful. That's wonderful. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank
All
you.
right,
That was
but-
hard to get through.
That's it. So we moved to Mr. Bill. And at least he didn't have the last one named after him. So I think you're ahead of the game as far as that's concerned.
Okay. This song's about bacon and coffee in a cup. I guess you already know by now I'm making it all up. Have mercy. Ba-bum-ba-dee, ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-da. Ba-ba-ba-ba. You know I like cinnamon sugar on my toast. I think I like it the most. You know I like cinnamon sugar, butter on my toast. This song was about bacon and coffee in a cup. I guess you know I was just making it up. I said this song was about bacon. I know I've used it all up.
All right. Phew, I thought you forgot that one for me.
It's got to be there.
It's got to
Now
be.
all I need is a bowl of Post Toasties and a banana, and I got it made.
That's right. Something about cereal.
Yeah, that's true. But that you could be accused of being a serial killer, so you don't.
So you worked in the
Run
bacon.
killer.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I had to.
All right, Mr. Wayne, you have been spotlighted, sir. So take it away, sir.
This is kind of a sad song here, so it's hard for me to play it the first few times. Sometimes you write a song that touches yourself, even though it's kind of it's just kind of a story that I thought up. It's nothing that really happened. 60 miles of blacktop left to go. I see your face around every turn of the road. I know you're waiting. God knows I've waited too. And finally, I'm coming home to you. I see you smiling like an angel at the door, without a single care, not a care in the world. Tonight I will hold you. You'll never be alone. Together forever. I'm coming home. We've been apart before, but this is not the same as when that screen door flew open and you called out my name. We embraced like it was the last thing we'd ever do. And finally, I'm coming home to you. I see you smiling like an angel at the door, without a single care. Not a care in the world. Tonight I will hold you. You'll never be alone. Together forever. I'm coming home. Right or wrong, I'm not that strong that I can go on without you. This old pond under the bridge was our last goodbye. I can't explain why only I survived. Standing on this bank, cold steel in my hand. I hope my friends and family will understand. I see you smiling like an angel at the door, without a single care. Not a care anymore. Tonight I will hold you. You'll never be alone. Together forever. I'm coming home. We'll be together forever. I'm coming home.
That was lovely.
Thank you.
Harry, I hope you have something to brighten the mood. I think that that has taken us to some serious places. So when I think of silliness, your name comes immediately to mind. So I leave it to you.
Well, thank you. I consider that a compliment.
Of course.
I know this silly song. Three times each minute, all day long, howling at the moon. You're so doggone sexy. What can I do? I love the way you giggle, whimper on the phone, Alpo in my taco, fetch your body home. Gonna love on you, gonna love on you, gonna love on you, gonna love on you. A champagne flavored bubble bath, chocolates in a bowl. Tonight I'm gonna scrub your back, put polish on your toes. I feel so busy, please be so busy pleasing you. Music on the phone, bubble gets too close, I'll catch it on my nose. Gonna love on you, gonna love on you, gonna love on you, gonna love on you. Gonna love on you, gonna love on you, like a dog on a big old bone. Gonna love on you, gonna love on you. I've been reincarnated, hound dog brain, lady and the tramp, driving me insane. This ain't no dang Iditarod. You can't get home too soon. I got the movie ready. It ain't no Looney Tune. Gonna love on you. 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 Ooh. Welcome to my doghouse, sweetheart. Thank you very much.
Woof.
Thank you very much.
All right, Keith. What mood will you take us from there? This should be interesting.
I think I'm going to go a little more sentimental this time.
All right.
This is a story about an old busker I met in Savannah, Georgia.
Barb, somebody's on. Okay.
This story about an old busker I met in Savannah, Georgia. Well, I saw him in the morning down in Reynolds Square, playing the flute for the people gathered there. Nothing really fancy, twinkle, twinkle, little star, and 3 blind mice for some tips in his jar. Well, this old man, he was a sight to see. He looked like famous Amos sitting under the trees on an old park bench in the morning till noon, throwing popcorn to the pigeons in between each tune. Well, he's got his sheet music on an old folding stand. It's just all him, he ain't got no band. Some of the tourists seem to laugh at his art. Well, he's not a virtuoso, but he plays from his heart. Well, I laid down $2, my change from breakfast. He said, "Where you from?" I said, "I'm from Texas." Then he asked, "Is this your first time here?" Said, "No, I come to see you about twice a year." Well, that ain't exactly true. I go there to see my daughter and watch the big ships floating down on the water. Go to Leopold's for ice cream if I can, but it really warms my heart when I see the old man. So if you're ever in Savannah, check out the tourist scene. If your doctor will let you, go eat with Paula Deen. Go to the museums and the clubs if you dare, but be sure to see the old man playing flute in Reynolds Square. Just
Not
one
only
chord,
was
and
that
that threw
not-
me off for a whole verse.
No, not only was that perfect, but that brought we somehow are on exactly on schedule here. So if none of us, if any of us can resist the temptation of doing a extended, deeply personal solo, we should be cool. So that's what I think. So that's my opinion anyway. This is. Does that sound okay? Can you hear that? I just thought I'd change instruments. This is, well, I'll tell you the truth of the story. The truth of the story is that this was written, first version of this was written many, many years ago, like 77, 78 maybe. Yeah, I cough when I think about 1978 myself, you know, but it was a while ago. But when I started playing music again, I kind of found this, and I thought, that's kind of a nice song. But I thought, well, I need to bring it up to date, which translates into making all the references to my beloved wife as opposed to some now random person in my past. So anyway, this is what it came out as. This is called American Beauty Rose. I sleep by you when the sun comes up. You're the first light I see in its glow. You sigh and stir as you leave your dreams. I softly brush your hair. Your fragrance fills the air like an American beauty rose. You're from Brooklyn soil and you win first prize. I love how your leaves move around. Soft American curve shape your graceful stalk. Your scent sends my mind to the clouds. The little prince warned about roses, and I know how roses can be. They can lift up their little rose noses and banish my sadness from me. You are an American beauty, silly and delicate, substantial and sweet. I want to gently peel your petals, feeling them nestling at your Prince warned about roses, and I know how roses can be. They can lift up their little rose noses and banish my sadness from me. You are an American beauty, silly and elegant, substantial and sweet. I want to gently peel your petals, feeling them nestling at your feet. I sleep by you when the sun comes up. You're the first light I see in its glow. I lean over to touch you in the morning light. I smile at your innocent pose. I kiss just the tip of your nose. You're my American beauty rose. There. For my lovely wife. And now, without further ado, another lovely person who graces our planet, Miss Barbara McMillen.
Oh, that was a very sweet song, Ace. I like that song. All right, so you got a love song. I'm going to do a breakup song. Just called It Was Shining. What would it take to make you sure of me once more? My one big mistake was when I let you close the door. Baby, I didn't know the sun was already shining. Only you were the one who could make me see. Pieces of dreams come back to haunt me every night. I reach out for you, thinking you're somewhere by my side. Baby, I didn't know the sun was already shining. Only you were the one who could make me see. It was shining on me. Baby, I didn't know the sun was already shining. Only you were the one who could make me see. Baby, I didn't know the sun was already shining. Only you were the one who could make me see. It was shining on me.
That is beautiful. Wow.
Thank
See,
you.
that's the nice thing about being a songwriter. Even when something horrible happens to you, you can take it and it's like, oh, I can make a song out of this. Yeah, I may be miserable. At least I'm writing a good song. So
Yeah, we need a few breakups, don't we, to write some
yeah,
songs?
absolutely, absolutely. And now, without further ado, a man who's never broken up with anything, Mr. Bell.
Oh, mercy. This is a very ugly tale of sin and redemption. Three older men and I went riding with intent to kill. The West was still untamed as yet, and there was blood to spill. They chose their victims carefully, those that deserved to die. Three came to make the women hurt, I came to make them cry.
the old years we rode the desert seeking what we could find, fighting tricks the heat can play upon the weary mind. Then one day we pulled into a God-forsaken town. By the trough she stood, and there my memory reeled around. Faintly though familiar was she, God, was she the one? I looked into her dark brown eyes and realized what I'd done. Suddenly my blood turned at the corner of my eye, revealed a gunman standing there with time for me to die. I could have been a dead man after all I'd done, why not? I don't remember clearly, all I know is no one shot. Later on they took me in and bandaged all my fears. They told me that they'd prayed for me in spite of bitter tears. They said they'd always known someday our paths would cross again. I never knew such love before, especially from them. Sunday morning never was another day for me, but something different happened there. Forgiveness set me free. I found the meaning of true love in spite of all the loss. They led me to the church and shared the meaning of the cross. I found the meaning of true love in spite of all the loss. They'd led me to the church and shared the meaning of the cross. After that, my life was never quite the same again. I understood the blood atonement and the price for sin. I found the meaning of true love in spite of all the loss. They led me to the church and shared the meaning of the cross. I found the meaning of true love in spite of all the loss. They led me to the church and shared the meaning of the cross. I found the meaning of true love in spite of all the loss. They'd led me to the church and shared the meaning of the cross.
Wonderful, thoughtful. Wonderful, wonderful. Well, I don't know, man. Wayne, you got your philosophic shoes on today? You appear to be getting on the philosophic side of things, so I leave that to you to decide.
Yeah, I did such a sad song before, so I think I want to do something a little happier. This song is called The Graveyard Blues. I got the graveyard blues, nowhere to lay me down. I got the graveyard blues, nowhere to lay me down. 'Cause the cold winter's coming and I don't like frozen ground. I don't want a fancy casket when my time is done. I don't want a fancy casket when my time is done. Just stuff me in a taxi to the crematorium. Throws my ashes in the wind so I can travel around the world. Put some in the sea so I can turn into a pearl. Plant them in the yard so I can grow a shady tree. I put some on the bar so they can sing a toast to me. I got the graveyard blues. I got the graveyard blues. I give my money to my kinfolk and some to those I done wrong. I give my money to my kinfolk and some of those I done wrong. They can fight for the pennies, 'cause I'll be dead and gone. I tell my wife that I love her and she best behave. Tell my wife that I love her and she best behave. 'Cause I'll be up in heaven watching from my grave. I give my ashes to the banker, that's the last thing he don't own. And put some in the doghouse so I'll feel right at home. Put some in the river so I can see where the fish were hiding. Put some in the kitchen so I can smell that bacon frying. Bacon. I got the graveyard blues. I got the graveyard blues. I got the graveyard blues. Got dying on my mind. I got the graveyard blues. Got dying on my mind. But soon I'll be in heaven and leave those ashes behind. For you, baby.
Another bacon reference, ladies and gentlemen.
I had to do the bacon thing.
Nicely done. All right. Well, and now we from the bacon to the Eggman, as they call him, Mr. Harry Hewlett.
Oh, I'm a flower child right now. The Hoka Daisy flower child. No eggs, no bacon. Okay. I want to remind everybody tomorrow night, 7 to 8, this guy, what's his name, Barb?
Terry Coupe.
Terry Coupe, you know, the guy that won the song contest, that plays the piano, and it's just a song. It's an instrumental song. He's gonna do 1 hour tomorrow night, and Barb's gonna be the host, and Bill's gonna introduce Barb, and I'm gonna be behind the screen pulling strings and stuff, and you're gonna have a good show, whole hour. So y'all tune in on YouTube, Dallas Songwriters Association _official. That's the name of our YouTube page. Anyway, here's a song called Hoka Daisy. Hope y'all like it. Oop. I met that little yellow rose way down in Texas, don't you know? But Rosie never did a thing for me. 'Cause Texas has another flower. I think about her every hour. Beauty's fresher than the morning breeze. So take me up just south of Lubbock to that place where we both grew up. She's the prettiest flower I've ever seen. I'm talking about the Hoka Daisy. She's the one who drives me crazy. Hoka Daisy, you're the gal for me. The Hoka Daisy, I love you. The Hoka Daisy, I'll be true. And like that little blossom of purple and gold, I know our love will always grow. The Hoka Daisy, you're so sweet. You got me on my knee. to Hoka Daisy, you're the lady, and will you marry me? I said I met that little yellow rose, blue bonnie with her turned up nose. They didn't do a thing for me. 'Cause Texas has another flower. I think about her every hour and all the ways that she knows how to please. So drop me off just south of Lubbock. All my exes you can call up. She's the prettiest flower I've ever seen. I'm talking about the Hoka Daisy. She's the one who drives me crazy. Toka Daisy, you're the gal for me. The Hoka Daisy, you're the lady, and will you marry me? Thank you very much, the Hoka Daisy.
Have mercy. Thank you, sir. It's from. And now, speaking of flowers. I really couldn't come up with a segue there, but I was trying. The flower of Texas. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Keith Dodson.
I'm trying to think of the name of the plant. The morgue plant or something. It blooms every 10 years, and when it does, it has a really foul smell. Okay, Bill, I want you to listen to this one, and particularly the last line of each verse. This is a song I wrote last month, and then I realized the way I was singing it is the last line of each verse I plagiarized from the song you just sang, so I've tried to change the melody, but listen and let me know if anything's too close to your melody here, and let me know, and I'll just have to go back, maybe redo the chord structure or something.
He'll let his attorneys know.
Okay. I am doing this one pro bono tonight, so no transactions of financial remuneration shall be made, so in other words, I ain't making nothing from this. Well, I counted up the morning's take, put the crow back on the shelf. I was doing good for Rome that day and very good for myself. But all throughout the marketplace there was a buzz of jubilee about a stranger in the town who came from Galilee. Well, I asked someone, who is this man and what does he do? He said, taxman, you just go on home. This don't concern you, 'cause they say he is a prophet sent to bring us all relief. It's nothing for collaborators, especially a thief. Well, the feeling came on strong in me, I just had to know. Well, I searched until I saw the crowd gathered there in Jericho, but too short for seeing anything, I climbed up in a tree. And when I finally saw the man, he was staring straight at me. He said, Zach, you shouted, come down now, I'm dining with you today. Gather your friends and take me to where you live. I'll tell you of my kingdom and I'll tell you of my way, of how all of your sins I will forgive. Well, the crowd began to mutter about the words that they just heard. Well, hanging around with sinners and tax collectors is absurd. I told him after dinner, half my all I'll give the poor. And to all those I've cheated, I'll return to them times 4. Salvation comes into your house today, he said to me. For you too are a son of Abraham, it's plain to see. For the Son of Man came in this world to seek and save the lost. And later on at Calvary, he died to pay the cost. Yeah, later on at Calvary, he died to pay the cost.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Is that too close for comfort, Bill?
Not a bit.
Appreciate
Not a
that.
bit. And it's good too.
Talking a lot because I'm trying to move. I had already chosen what I was going to do, and from such a thoughtful song, we're going to something completely goofy. So I figure if I talk long enough, people, for the effect of Keith's beautiful song, will wear off a little bit there. So anyway, what I'm going to do is, I guess mundane is a good word. This is about contemporary American silliness. This is called On the Phone. Well, I was crossing the street in my neighborhood. It was another nice Texas day, when a gale of wind and a wall of noise nearly punched me in the face. I looked up to see what kind of fool had blasted right through the zone. It was a little blonde lady with an SUV, and she was talking on her phone. She was on the phone. She was on the phone. Well, late last week, I was driving my car, as calm as I could be, when a big black Lexus with vanity plates, it pulls right out in front of me. I looked up to see what kind of fool would be driving so drunk or so stoned. But it was just another plain old executive, and he was playing with his phone. He was on the phone. He was on the phone. He must be so important that he can never be alone. Like a junkie with smack, or maybe some crack, or a pit bull with his bone. Don't try to pry away his cell when he's talking on the phone. People stick texting at the restaurant. They're checking their mail on a date, updating Facebook so the world can see a picture of a burger on their plate. Well, it seems wherever you go these days, folks are talking to their hands or shouting conversations to the bushes and garbage cans. Opposable thumbs are wonderful things, but look up from your cone. Take a big breath of the world outside and get yourself off the phone. We're all on the phone. We're all on the phone. Our little pals in our purse or pants will never let us be alone. Like junkies with smack, or maybe some crack old pistols with our bones. Don't try to pry way up again when we're talking on the phone. There, a plea for sanity, a call against the lunacy of phones. Ah, yes. Yeah, you know, that's the thing now. If you don't have a phone with you at all times, it just dates you. But to me, that's the beauty of the texting thing. You just leave somebody a text, and whenever they're good and ready to look at their phone, they will look at it and say, oh, okay. Ah, that's Seth. I don't need to talk to him. So,
But when you do the text, keep both feet on the wheel.
oh, absolutely. Oh, yeah, right. I try to do that, yeah. That reminds me of a terrible story that I will not tell. Oh, Barbie. Yes, I knew there was something worth waiting for. Miss Barbe McMillen.
All right. So I managed to stay muted this time. I'm trying to send emails while we're doing this to people who've been, I haven't had a chance to email anybody today. And people are curious and wondering what's going on. Okay, so I'm going to do a song that is, Bill did a little blues song. We've done a couple blues songs here. I'm going to do a little blues song from my musical, Give Me a Break. Hot and sassy, sassy and hot. I'm gonna give you all I got. Hot and sassy, sassy and hot. Come on, baby, gonna give you a lot. I'm a rockin' mama, wanna go for a ride. I'm a real low rider, rolled and pleated inside. Go on, buckle your seatbelts, we'll go for a spin. Hey, baby, my love's crying, honey, come in. Hot and sassy, sassy and hot. I'm gonna give you all I got. Hot and sassy, sassy and hot. Come on, baby, gonna give you a lot. So come on, daddy, wanna go for a ride. I'm a real fast driver, let me be your guide. Go on, buckle your seatbelt, let's go for a spin. Hey, baby, my love's crying, honey, come in. Hot and sassy, sassy and hot. I'm gonna give you all I got. Hot and sassy, sassy and hot. Come on, baby, gonna give you a lot. Hot and sassy, sassy and hot. I'm gonna give you all I got. Hot and sassy, sassy and hot. Come on, baby, gonna give you a lot.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah, indeed. Have mercy. Have mercy. Well, I have to say, speaking of sassy and hot, I was waiting to do that as a segue there. We have Mr. Bill, who by any measure is notable for his sassiness and hotness, I believe.
He's Hawaiian hot tonight.
Oh, yeah.
It just so happens the shirt I'm wearing tonight was the same shirt I wore when we did the live thing at where was that place downtown, Deep Ellum? Right before the big shutdown.
Opening
Oh,
bell. Opening
No,
day.
Sons of Herman's Hall.
Oh.
Oh,
At any
oh,
rate,
oh.
I got this shirt, and I got it actually from Hawaii. And I wore this very shirt, and I played this very song. In the night when I can't see, there's a light that shines for me. Oh yeah, it's gonna be alright. It's gonna be alright. Oh, it's going to be alright. All I need is peace of mind. Yeah, that's all I need to find. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I know my strings are being pulled each day, but I know it will be alright. It's gonna be alright. It's gonna be alright. Oh, it's going to be alright. Oh, it's going to be alright. Oh, it's going to be alright. Ooh, ooh, ah, 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 ooh, ah,
Now that's a positive spin on things. All
Well,
right.
thanks. I have a confession to make. I made two major mistakes. One is I forgot an entire verse and had to play poker with it, and the other one was the chord that I muffed. But anyway, it's just
Well, you know
between
that will
friends.
appear on your permanent record.
Yes, it will. That's why we
So-
like to do as well as we can because
All
we're
right, well.
documenting ourselves.
Well, here's a guy who hopefully will make perfect music,
Redeem us.
Mr. Wayne. Take it away, sir.
That song was really cool, Bill. It's kind of beatly sounding and awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah, all the songs tonight are really enjoyable.
It's a fun night tonight.
Okay, this is a song that. Ooh, echo. It's about how I met my wife, and met her at a gig. She was dancing out in the crowd, and I was playing lead guitar on stage, and we about to celebrate our 40th wedding anniversary this August. Oh, thank you. It's called Gold there. I saw you dancing across the floor in that country bar where I played guitar. One look at you, girl, and I wanted more. At the next band break, I knew the move I'd make. And next to you was an empty chair. When I started to sit, you yanked on it. Your friends all laughed as I fell right there. And we laughed too, that's when I fell for you. And you're still the same girl. You haven't changed. Still rocking my world. Still yanking my chain. And these years keep getting older. We don't care if we get older. When all is said and done, we're still having fun. These years keep getting older. We got hitched in late August. I still play those gigs, trying to make it big. We ain't rich, we work dawn to dusk, and we spend our nights under neon lights. And you're still the same girl. You haven't changed. Still rocking my world. Still yanking my chain. And these years keep getting older. We don't care if we get older. When all is said and done, we're still having fun. These years keep getting older. So let's dance through life, let the spark never die. From our vows to our golden years, be a bit mischievous, whatever life is dealing us, and laugh till it brings us tears. 'Cause these years keep getting older. We don't care if we get older. When all is said and done, we're still having fun. These years keep getting older. And these years keep getting older. These years keep getting older. Thank you.
Bet your wife loves that. That's wonderful. That's wonderful. I write songs for my beloved too, so I'm not calling you out. I think that's wonderful. Well, thank you.
All right. Thank you.
All right, Mr. Harry Hewlett. There he is.
Here he is. Well, it's been a good night. It's probably the last song, isn't it, for me? Yep, probably. Okay. It's called Hailstorm. My daddy made his living working the land, raised up laying cotton in Texas sand. But every time he got it growing out of the ground, a hailstorm would come and try to knock it back down. I remember him pacing that kitchen floor, looking out that old back door, cussing those hailstones coming down. They were kicking up dirt as they hit the ground. Got a lump in his throat 'cause he wanted to cry. 1 minute more his crop could die, and under his breath you could hear him pray, hailstorm, hailstorm, go away. Hailstorm, hailstorm, go away. Change your icy hail to rain. If the good Lord is willing, then you leave us alone. We can pick enough cotton to save our home. But I never saw him cry when he lost a crop. And he never quit, his too broke to stop. But he raised a son who you think would know better. And here I am, 20 years later. I don't own a tractor, got a company car. A mortgage so big I could have bought my own farm. My boss just said, son, it's your last day. Clean out your desk and get the hell out of the way. But I remember how it was on that Texas farm, and I ain't quitting 'cause of one damn storm. Hailstorm, hailstorm, go away. Change your icy hell to rain. If the good Lord is willing, then you leave us alone. We can pick enough cotton to save our home. Hailstorm, hailstorm, go away. Change your icy hail to rain. If the good Lord is willing and you leave us alone, we can pick enough cotton to save our home. Hailstorm, hailstorm, go away. Change your icy hail to rain. If the good Lord is willing and you leave us alone, we can pick enough cotton to save our home. Thank you very much.
That is one of those all-time songs, man. No question about it. Brilliant.
You.
Brilliant.
I think we could change that to ice storm, leave us alone.
Yeah.
Wayne
This
can
year.
speak to that, yeah.
Well, up in Grayson County, they always do the wheat harvest around the first week of June. And hailstorm, you'll lose your crop. Rainstorm is bad too, because once wheat ripens, it no longer draws moisture out of the ground. And it's planted so densely, the sun won't dry it up. So you'll get your combine out in the field and you'll sink right into it. So you inevitably, it almost never fails. Around the last week of May, you'll get a big line of heavy thunderstorms.
And then it also, if it gets wet, it can grow mold or something, right?
Yeah,
And it's
it can
no
do
good.
that too, and you won't get it out of the ground before it goes bad. Or it's hard being a farmer. My hero growing up was my grandfather. He was a wheat, and back in the day they grew cotton, but they quit growing cotton in Grayson County about 1965 or so. Anyway, this is a song. I had written a poem, about 8 or 9 lines, and one day I was feeling poorly, maybe food poisoning or something, and I was listening to Bob Dylan's Subterranean Homesick Blues, and I said, I can write a song like that. Yeah. Right, I can do that. But when you're sick, you think you can do all kinds of things. Your head just gets out of sorts. So anyway, I took that poem and I stretched it out into a story. This is the story of Sandy Bernard. Now Sandy Bernard, he is a backyard bard who slips into verse when times get hard. He's gotta make amends with those he offends, 'cause his rapier words say just what he intends to do. Well, he had him a wife, she was always causing strife, bound to end up in prison for the rest of her life. She had more than one name, but her favorite was Jane. She cried all the time 'cause she was going insane. Now I once knew them both and they scared me so. I looked for them in the alleys everywhere I'd go. Now Jane got wild, went to Sandy and smiled, said, guess what, lover, gonna have us a child. But Sandy got mad, didn't wanna be a dad, gonna leave you home, and that's all that he had to say. So Sandy went to town, he was gonna mess around, but Jane found out, she went and tracked him down. She pulled out a gun and said, I'm ending your fun, gonna end up in hell, you'll never see your son, no way. Now I saw her pull the trigger and I watched him fall. The cops grabbed Jane and they threw her up against the wall. They took Sandy to the dock, he was just down the block. Took a slug from his shoulder while Sandy took stock of his own careless ways and the way he spent his days. The way he treated Jane left him hanging in a haze of guilt. They took Jane to jail, but Sandy paid her bail. Only got probation cause the prosecutor failed. Much to his surprise, the jury realized that they were both victims of the way their lives were built. Now, I heard Sandy say, she's my heart's delight. Now Sandy and Jane stay at home with their son every night. Yeah, they turned out all right. They turned out all right now. Turned out all right now. All right.
Right. Well, we're stuck with a conundrum.
And Alan's not here to play his 1 minute
Alan's
song.
not here because we could normally have Alan do it. I was thinking, since I am officially the dude, I would do one more song as the last one, and if that is agreeable.
That sounds awesome.
I can't see all of us getting one in.
Yeah, Mr. Host, why don't you play us out?
All right, I'm just going to do...
That Mary Jane song, or whatever her name is.
No. Oh, really? Okay, hold on for a second. I can arrange that. That can be done. In fact, not only that, because I can do that and waste enough time that'll get just exactly to the right moment. So hold on. Let's see. Yes, and yes, songs, and that's what I call it. Hold on. Here we go. No. I can try to do it and see if I can remember it, because I'm not seeing where I have. See, this is my new thing. I'm trying desperately to organize myself, and this is what happens when one tries to organize one. So,
You don't have all your songs memorized.
of course not. No.
Okay.
Well, let me try. Let me see. No, I'm not. It's not coming. Can I do a different one that you like?
You can do anything you want to
Of
do.
course you can. You're the host. You can do whatever damn well you please.
Well, I'm sorry. I haven't really organized it well enough to figure out what I want. But I know my friend likes this song, so. This guy owns almost everything. He's got almost everything. Get yourself down to Roy's store in Dora. He's got almost everything. Well, Roy's is a special place. You can see him with a smile on his face. Go down and say hello any old time. But be sure to stay for a piece of pie, 'cause he's got almost everything. Almost everything. Well, get yourself down to Roy's store and door. He's got almost everything. Well, if you want some overalls, or some, plaster for your walls, or if you need to feed your goat, oh, get your wife a brand new coat, 'cause he's got almost everything. Almost everything. Get yourself down to Roy's store and door. He's got almost everything. Take it, Ace. Well, get yourself down to Roy's store and door. If he hasn't got it there, he's got it on order. He's got almost everything. He's got almost everything. Get yourself down to Roy's store and door. He's got almost everything. Sorry about the instrumental kind of went by the way of things, but this is live music, friends. This is what happens when you don't have the auto tune on and all that.
So it makes it totally tasty and wonderful.
Well, thank you so much, all of you. I thought this was an exceptional night. I think everybody sounded wonderful, and it's just there's nothing like it. Real people playing real music in real time. Nothing like it. Yeah. So.
Thank you for hosting.
Oh, certainly my pleasure. Certainly my pleasure. And I guess I should do what Harry always used to say, and that is that. First of all, an ad for tomorrow night. I want to see what this here Quebecois musician has to say for him. I assume himself. Or herself, I don't know. I don't want to prejudge anything.
He is a him.
Okay, you never know these days, Barb. Come on.
He shares the same first name with French soccer star Thierry Henry.
Oh, okay.
That's how I knew how to say that name.
Nicely done. I gotta say, I did not have that on my dance card for tonight. Thank you.
Thierry? Is that what you said? Thierry?
That's the way the soccer announcers pronounce it. Thierry. And the TH in French is spelled pronounced as T.
Yeah.
And then it's IERY, so it's Thierry.
Well, we'll be doing that tomorrow night. So at 7 o'clock.
Will it be recorded on YouTube or for playback on Facebook or
YouTube?
Playback on YouTube.
Okay,
we're going straight to YouTube.
I got a bluegrass jam tomorrow night.
Yeah,
that's a likely excuse.
You know what that is though. That's a bluegrass jam. Is where you get a bunch of bluegrass players driving someplace and none of them can move past each other. And they get a bluegrass jam. It's a difficult situation. I've been involved in one myself. And on that note of complete silliness and out of left field, I will say what Harry always used to say. Go to the little button on your screen and take off and see y'all next